episode of the Peelerz Podcast, where we discuss the nitty, the gritty, and the pretty side of stripping with your host, Kruella Kraken. And today I have...
Iryss Opal.
Iryss Opal, someone you haven't seen on the podcast yet. She is doing her very first STRIPPERLYMPICS.
Yeah.
But it's not your first contest.
It's my second contest, but first STRIPPERLYMPICS.
First STRIPPERLYMPICS. I feel like STRIPPERLYMPICS is like the pinnacle, the scary one, the like...
It is.
Yeah.
I'm like on the brink of like, you know, that like crazy like adrenaline rush you get when you think about something.
My hand's already going numb.
I know, zaps your whole body. I'm in the thick of prep, so I'm very pleasantly distracted right now. But anytime that I'm actually envisioning myself there, I get just like a full body jolt. I could throw up at any moment, but.
Fuck.
Fuck is right. It's scary, but it's important. Like, it's an exciting one.
Yes.
I've never been like more excited for something in my stripping career.
I feel like it is very... God, it's so cool, honestly, and it's so cool being surrounded by fans. We were talking about this in the change room, how cool it is to just walk through a crowd and there's all these people that'll grab you and be like, I'm here for you. Mm-hmm. I came to see your show. Like, I'm a big fan of you. And, like, I cry every year because I'm just like, I don't know you and you know me. Oh, my God. I'm affecting you. Like, you came to this event to see strippers perform, and it's not for, like, the sexual act at all. It's not because sex. It's definitely for the performance.
No, this is like the drag race of the stripping world.
I say this every time. I'm like, well, how can they have a show? Like, how can they have a show where people are lip syncing and they are dressing basically like us and profit and have a contest and no one cares about what we're doing?
I know. It's all the taboo factor. I think the world is there, but there's still just like a lot of like conservative things to overcome before we're at that point. But I think it only makes what we do cooler because it is something you have to root around to find.
It's like underground.
It is. Yeah, totally. But if you know, you fucking know.
If you know, you know. And that's why there's a lineup like by 9:30 down the street.
Yeah.
Holy crap. How long have you been dancing?
I have been dancing just shy of 5 years.
Okay. Have you ever done a performance? Because you do performances outside of dancing for raves and everything. Has there been anything that had this big of an impact on you?
So... yeah, I've done like some more like showcasey sort of events in terms of like pole performance, and then every summer, depending on where I'm booked or what the vibe is, I will go to different festivals and do a performance. For the most part, it's all very improvised and like free flowing and very similar to just like your average strip club show, but in terms of like things that I've like prepared for with like high impact, would probably be a performance I did at Bass Coast Festival 2 years ago.
Is that with the dolls?
No. Shout out Dollhouse. One of my girlfriends, Roanne, she is essentially like a art director, talent agent. I don't even know what to call her. She wears all hats, but she has something called Dollhouse, and through that, she has like contracted me to dance for different events and whatnot. I kind of started in the industry, and even before the industry, doing like, you know, more private events, go, which, you know, transitions into, okay, I'm comfortable taking my top off. And
might as well.
Okay, let's capitalize this, because I can only see it getting more financially abundant the more clothes I take off.
Yeah.
So, I applied to perform at Bass Coast, and for anyone who... like, I got a lot of accolades for that one, and I had a lot of people reaching out saying, oh my goodness, like, this is a dream of mine. I would love to be able to do this someday. And I told all those people, funny enough, I had applied to Bass Coast, you know, a handful of times before that, been rejected every single time.
I was going to ask, what's the process for that?
Yeah. And they can only choose... you know, a very small handful of people every year.
And Bass Coast is big, because I don't rave and I even know what that is.
Yeah. It's a really big festival, and it's my favorite festival in Canada because it's completely run by women, and you can tell.
Oh, cool.
It has like all of the bells and whistles of going to a bigger festival, but I'm never annoyed there. And I'm annoyed at every other festival. I'm getting old. I'm in my senior, not Mexican. I'm in my senior sophisticated raving years, I would say. And I'm just tired. Like I have very little tolerance for baloney. So I
hate when I go to a rave and there's so much baloney.
There is so much baloney at
Get off my lawn! Get out of your tent.
That's actually like kind of the vibe. I'm not even gonna lie. Like there is a lot of that. But yeah, like I just want like my festival experience to be fun, and I've come to a point where I don't want to go and just party. Like I need to be a part of. Like, I need to be contributing artistically in some way for it to feel worth it for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got accepted to perform at Base Coast in 2023. And I did prep, like, pretty intensely for that one just because the stakes felt pretty high. And also, it was just, like, the most amount of people I've ever...
Yeah, because it's big.
Yeah. It was like thousands of people. And I think that was, like, the biggest mental hurdle for me was... knowing that would be like the most eyes that's ever been like looking at me at one time. And so there was so much anticipation leading up to it. And then when it finally happened and I got on stage, the lights were so bright I couldn't see anything. Like I actually couldn't see the crowd at all. And so I was just like, oh, okay.
This is easy.
It was very comfortable because I actually couldn't see anything. But yeah, that would be like the only comparable thing to Stripper Olympics, because the only other competition I did was Miss Nude Northern,
which is a lot smaller.
A lot smaller. The vibe's very different.
Yeah.
It's in Grand Prairie. Grand Prairie has its own very specific
vibe.
Musk to it.
Musk is the best fucking word to describe Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did have a very pleasant experience, and I just wanted to kind of like dip my toes in the competition world because I have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot, and it only made me more excited to embark on this journey of Stripper Olympics.
Are you doing the same theme that you did at the Northerns?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm doing the same theme, just because, like, obviously you put a lot of effort into whatever it is you're presenting, and I just felt like, you know, I didn't have the eyes on it that I wanted, and it was a really cool concept, and something.
It was, yeah.
Thank you, and something that's very dear to me. And in a previous episode, I was hearing you talk about like the themes you've chosen and how you only choose things that like you can just pull the aesthetic from your house.
Yeah.
Like you just choose things that like embody you.
Yeah.
And you can pull them off easily and authentically. And I really resonate with that. My theme, I'm just gonna say it's fairy tale. I'm advertising it.
Hell yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I am a very glittery, pink, ethereal aesthetic. It's a concept that really reigns true to my authentic self. So I didn't just want to end that theme there. And so I've spent, you know, a lot of chunks of this year kind of workshopping the show to make it different from what I presented last year, but like still the same theme, still the same music.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, I have so many questions. So, oh God, there's so much to embark here. Are you doing any aerials or anything new in your show that we haven't seen before?
So I am doing aerials. I have performed on my silk hammock a couple times at Shade, but honestly, I don't think you and I have ever been on a lineup together ever.
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I will be doing my aerial show, and then in terms of other bells and whistles, without spilling too many beans, I have like some fun components to my show, but I'm not doing fire. I've never learned fire. I would love to learn fire for the next theme I have in mind.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I'm my focus is mostly on choreography and like the dancing aspect of things.
There's so much of that this year that I'm so excited for, because I've seen a few girls practicing like legit choreography.
Yeah.
Like they're putting on a legit show.
Yeah.
And they're planning everything and timing everything. Oh my God, I'm so fucking excited. There's so much of that this year.
It's high stakes.
It is. It's very high stakes. Do you have anything in your show? I ask all the girls this, and like the girls who are like veterans in this contest are very much like, no, I've kind of told you everything that I'm putting in my show. Yeah. But is there anything in your show that's going to make us go like, oh fuck, that, like, oh, is she's doing this, or like there's something that you're doing that no one else has done?
I you know what? I'm not sure. I feel like if I'm going to bring anything new to the competition, it's going to be just based on like theatrics alone and like the storyline, and like obviously like big emphasis on this one with like the set design of it, because it's, you know, such a fun one to prepare for aesthetically. So yeah. I think anything that I'm bringing like wouldn't be able to be replicated because it wouldn't fit into a different show theme.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not bringing anything like, you know, crazy machines, or like I'm not showing up with pyrotechnics, if that's what you're asking.
I'm half expecting someone to like zip line. I don't know who even said it, but I think someone one year is going to fucking zip line from upstairs to downstairs or something. God. Or like one year we were even convinced that Sydney was going to come in on a horse.
I was literally, as soon as you said zip line, I'm like, the only person I can picture ziplining is Sydney Bell.
Yeah. It would be so fucking sick. But like, I am expecting someone to bring a new pyrotechnic of some kind. I know that everyone's been looking into it since Melina brought the cold sparks, and now everyone's using those.
Yes. And then I was unfortunately out of town last year, so I only watched Stripperlympics via the live streams. But were the shoe sparklers done in the past, or was last year kind of like the first year that we were seeing like the sparklers on the shoes?
I think Jasmine has done that for every show, but this is the first time that someone else has done it.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. And then there's girls that do it like in the States. It's like a big thing there. Yeah, in Detroit, they go like their shoes and they're just fucking twerking like crazy. It's, God, I love strippers. God, I love my job. Fuck. The fact that I'm in the same playground as these bitches, like, oh my God. That is so fun. Cool. Yeah. Where's my little list of fucking questions? I knock over every antique I own. So as someone who's doing Stripperlympics for the first time, but is not that new to stripping, how do you fight the nerves to do this contest?
Oh, that's a good question. Still trying to figure that one out. If I could function on like some fucking Quaalude type shit, I would, but I can't.
Nothing would get done.
No, I'll be asleep and then panicking because I'm like too tired to hold it together. No, you know, this is maybe a long-winded question that I'll condense down my answer to, but I'm a very anxious person just in general, and yet also I've made my entire life surrounding around performance, which riddle me that.
But I think that a lot of us, like feature entertainers, we all feel that. We all sit in the change room like, oh fuck, we have to go talk to people now. But you put us on a stage where like, what? I can't hear what you're saying. Like, it's gone. That anxiety's gone. It's like a full space to be yourself.
That is true. And once you're up there and you're doing it, it's just second nature and it feels good, and that anxiety kind of melts away. But yeah, it's always just like the lead up that is the real bitch to wrap your mind around. So I am just trying to train myself to remain present in moments where I feel like so anxious. I'm like, let's just get this over with. Like I'm trying to remind myself to stay present, because a younger version of you like would have killed for this moment. So like try and enjoy it.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it.
And I'm doing it for her, you know? Like she wanted this, that bitch, and now I'm so anxious because of her. But you know what? Ask me this after Stripperlympics.
I was thinking that with the question. I'm like, we still have so much time to worry and be full of anxiety. I'm like, is this question even going to make sense?
It does make sense. Hi, sweetheart.
So that being said, with someone who has high anxiety, would you rather pull on Monday and get it over with and watch all the shows, or would you rather have a few more days to prep and really see what you're competing with? Buckley.
Sweet girl, you get down, baby. Thank you.
This isn't your first Strip Olympics. This is your third. Go away. Get.
She's giving me that moral support. She felt the anxiety in the room.
This is what
with
helps.
us. Thank you.
Right in your face.
Oh gosh, so sweet. I have thought about this. I would rather pull, like, I'm manifesting a Tuesday or a Wednesday performance. Mm-hmm. Also, just based on the fact that if I am blessed enough to progress further in the competition, I would love, like, a rest day or two in between having to do the show 2 days in a row.
That's true. Because Jasmine was just saying that she would like to do Thursday, so that she wants Thursday the last show so that she performs and then she finds out. Because she doesn't want to perform Monday and then be like all week while watching the shows, you know?
Oh, for me, like, honestly, yeah, in terms of, like, nerves, the sooner the better. Because I feel like I will be able to enjoy watching the rest of the competition a lot more if I'm not like, I still need to go up, and my favorite part is like watching everybody else's shows, but I don't want to be looking at others' shows through the lens of like
Being competitive.
Yeah, and like I'm honestly not really a competitive person at all, but I think, you know, before doing my show, watching other people's shows will only make me more nervous because of how amazing they are. So I think I'll be able to enjoy the competition more if I get to perform earlier. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, like, I don't know. It feels like very like Dance Moms. Like I just want to be like off in the sidelines.
JP is Abby Lee.
He is so Abby Lee. He's so Abby Lee.
Screaming at our moms. No. He's actually so nice to our parents. Like, just
it's
JP
true.
don't kill us.
It's true. He's the sacrificial lamb right now. But
yeah. Oh yeah. I feel that because I am notorious for the last day of Stripper Olympics, the finals being the 1:30 or the 2 a.m. show. And it's like, fuck, like you can't drink, you can't really enjoy the shows because you're just like, man, what if my thing goes, especially if someone else's thing goes wrong on stage, you're like, my thing could go wrong, or this could go wrong, or like, what if my thing doesn't go off without a hitch? What if everyone leaves by that time? Like, you have so many worries and you can't have a shot about it. No. Like, even it can't, I don't know about anyone else, but especially during Stripper Olympics, I can't smoke weed before my show, especially fucking with fire. So like, that sucked. But it also played in favor of like when the judges are drunk and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So everything, like, it evens out.
Totally.
It totally evens out. Like, being earlier is more fun for the competition. Yeah. But it's not better for being competitive.
It's, I feel like there is a pro and con to wherever you end up performing. And realistically, that entire week and leading up to it, like, we all need like sports therapists, like just the amount of like.
We should just bring Buckley.
Yeah, she's moral support pooch.
She's like just gently punchable. Like, just
really get the angst out.
Yeah, get the cute aggression out.
Exactly.
If there was one thing in your show that you were worried about going wrong, what would it be?
Interesting. It. Honestly, it would just be the choreography in general, and I learned this in the last competition. No matter how much you practice, you're gonna do it differently every single time.
You're gonna do it differently, and just like a wedding day, things are gonna go wrong.
No matter what.
No matter fucking what. Yeah.
But that's also what makes it so entertaining for people to watch, is that it's you can be perfect in somebody else's eyes, but the fact that things might go wrong just makes it more entertaining, and how you receive that and how you react to that can really like make or break your performance. Because if shit is inevitably going to go wrong, as long as you're engaged with your audience and like you can play it off and have fun with it and just accept that like this is a shit show, but like the people are loving it, so like let's play on this. Then nothing can really go wrong. Like, the worst that could happen is something starts on fire or you get hurt. And all of those things are going to be taken care of. It's a controlled environment. And even if you like fall and break something, you can still twerk your way off stage, and then you're just like an icon in the industry for
you
doing
will probably win too. Like, pity votes will get you further than anything else.
Oh, totally.
Oh my God.
You'll get mad tips if you hurt yourself.
Yes.
For sure. So there's a silver lining to it all, but
There definitely fucking is, because every time I've seen someone get injured, it's they've had a pull through and everything. I've also seen people fall out of tricks and things, and they think that it was like the end all to their show, and like that's not important.
No,
like you can fall out of a lot of tricks as long as you make sure the audience knows that you're okay. Yeah, that's so important to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like when the audience feels scared for. Like, when girls are doing fire and they're not prepped for it and they seem scared, like, don't make your audience be scared, too. Yeah, be confident with your props, confident with who you are, and I promise, if you fucking trip and fall, like, no one will notice, because I've fallen in every Stripper Olympic show and still won.
It's so true, though, and like, you absolutely should not be doing anything you're not confident with. Like, just because you feel like you should have all these different amazing components to your show, don't bring anything to the stage that you're not ready to do yet. And I felt a little bit like, I feel like, you know, as artists and performers, we all get in our own heads sometimes.
About like, I need aerials, I need fire, I need a wet show. You know you don't.
Totally.
Yeah.
And this whole year, I'm like thinking about things that I want to put in my show and what I want to improve upon. And then as time draws nearer, you're like, well, fuck, I haven't learned the things I wanted to learn. I haven't done this or this or this. And you're kind of just like left with the fact that you got to keep it simple, stupid. Just do what you know and
do what you do well and do what you love.
Totally.
I find every year that a few girls will just like want to throw in fire or be like, oh yeah, I've done hoop once or twice. Like, I'm just going to throw it into my show. Don't fucking injure yourself. But like, it's absolutely not needed. If you just showcase your pure talent, you don't need a new apparatus, especially a new aerial apparatus. People really want to bring some like wow factor, and make sure you're practicing the aerial prop, because you are literally in the air. And wow versus like, there's wow, like that's a new prop that we've never seen, but there's also wow. Sydney Bell just fucking flew in the air and caught herself in her silks by her feet.
Totally.
Because that's something that she does consistently all the time and is always impressive. Does she need a new prop to be more impressive?
No. And also like, we are like, we just like, we can't take for granted that we're witnessing like world-class talent on the daily. Like, we're used to it because we see these shows all the time. But when you get these like big fresh audiences coming in, they don't know what you're capable of. They don't know what you do the rest of the year. So you can stay within your comfort zone and be just as impressive, if not more. And also, prime example, Brie Vibes in the Miss Nude Northern, she wasn't doing aerials at that point. It was, you know, a comedic, theatric, pole-based show, and she took gold, baby.
Yeah.
And almost every single girl in that competition did have an aerial apparatus and, you know, different, like, you know, fire, like different things. And it just really goes to show, like, you have no idea who your judges are, and you can't tell me that all the bells and whistles are like absolutely necessary.
They absolutely aren't. And I tell every girl, especially the ones who are very, very strong in pole, is to pick your 4 best moves and just put that in your first 2 songs. Because girls get obsessed with, they'll put 4 songs for pole and they have to do every trick of theirs. But if you execute your best tricks properly, people just get that you know everything else.
Yeah.
Because Melina can do 1 pole combo and I'm like, she can do everything I can. Yeah. I already know that just by looking at her. And also people who aren't experienced in polar aerials have no fucking idea how hard or easy it is.
Yeah, because like you'll be watching someone on stage, and we as professionals, we know what's like really hard to do and what has taken someone a lot of training to accomplish. You know, a girl could be like performing her best, hardest trick,
and someone could think it's easy.
Yeah, and then, you know, she drops down into a split and the crowd goes fucking wild. Yeah. Like
those split drops will fucking get you every time.
But honestly, you know, one of the easier things you can do. But yeah, your audience, unless they're professionals, like, they just don't care. Have fun with it. Make sure it looks good.
I think that the only time, like, it's like when men are like, women wear makeup to impress us. or certain clothes to impress. Like, I would never date a girl who had this kind of hat or something like that. And it's like, dude, we're not, if anything, we're doing it for ourselves, but usually we're doing it for the goyles. Like, I wear my cutest outfits when I'm working with my friends who will appreciate my fucking outfit. Ugh. So I know that most of us, when we want to do these new tricks, most of us have in our mind, like, I want to blow Melina away or Anya away or Kruella. I want them to be like, holy fuck. It's not for even the audience. They just want that opportunity to be like, I'm doing something that the pros can't.
Absolutely.
I want to impress all the girls. I want to make them worry, because I think that's a big thing too, is that girls want to pull out this new insane pole trick to make all the competition worry, but the audience doesn't fucking know.
No.
That's new or crazy or that impressive, but all of us will be like, oh shit.
Oh my god, there's so much nuance, because it's like what the audience is seeing, what the judges are seeing, what your girls, your coworkers are seeing, what your managers are seeing. Like, there's so many different levels of like perspective to an event like this. But yeah, no, it's absolutely for the girls. Like, in terms of the strip club, this is maybe a controversial opinion, but it's one of the gayest places you can go.
Oh god, yeah.
It really is.
It fucking is.
I love y'all for it. Keep on coming out. Keep on coming out anyways, though. But it's, it really is for the girls. And the performance we put on is for the girls. And the costumes, for the girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's also, like, something I'm looking forward to about my show, is it is definitely for the female gaze.
Yeah.
I am not coming with the intention of winning. I am coming with the intention of putting something out that, you know, I'm really proud of. And, like, even my promo, like, almost all of my promo is geared towards the women in the audience. Like, all of it is just, like, really silly.
I love the Passion Project. I
really
love that.
Chaos. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. We need more people like that doing the contest, with less of what do the judges like and more of what do I like.
Yeah.
Because I think that does get you the furthest. Because, like, my themes have been like this, and I don't think it's ever mattered. Like, going from Tiger King to Wednesday Addams to, like, a nun, like, they're all a big jump.
Yes. Yeah.
But I don't think it's ever mattered.
And it's all you, though.
Yeah.
It's all still authentically you at the end of the day. Even though those themes vary, they are all Cruella adjacent.
Yes.
For sure.
I was going to do a hot rod show, too. That would have been very...
That's so good.
Look shitty, Denise.
That's literally, oh my god, no, you're literally, like, tapping into such a specific piece of my soul right now.
Only so many, like, a very select amount of people would even understand what the fuck is happening.
Oh my god, when I was in grade 7, I watched that movie. My Spectrum ass watched that movie 2 times a night, once with the director's commentary and once without. I was so obsessed with the movie Hot Rod, and I swore I was gonna marry Jorma Taccone. Like Hot Rod's, like, brother with the mushroom cut was my crush when I was in middle school.
I didn't know that bringing that up would be such a wow. Cool.
That's so iconic. You might have to pull out a retirement to conduct that theme.
Flat-footed in sneakers.
Yes.
Riding a little, like, fucking bike around. Oh my god.
And then your water show could just be, like, someone timing you while you, like, hold your breath underwater.
But I'm just holding it as they're pouring it over my head so I can easily breathe. Oh my god. Fuck, that's funny.
She's back.
This is back. Hi. The thing is back. This question is kind of a hot topic because I think everyone has a different opinion about it. Buckley, come here, Buckley's. Hey, her makeup is just fine. It doesn't need a touch-up. Thank you.
Thanks for checking.
Woo! Doing this contest, I found it has affected in some way the relationships around me. Buckley, baby girl, come here.
She's just so excited.
I like being part of the episode.
You gotta chill, girl.
Has doing this contest affected any relationship, from significant other to family to even girls with jealousy problems at work? Buckley, hey. I feel like you don't. I feel like when you're really, really authentically yourself, it's hard for girls to get jealous of you because they can't see themselves in your shoes. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's very much a problem for you at all with working with girls and they get jealous.
If they do, it's usually not super apparent, even though, like, it's noticeable. I noticed it more when I first started working at Shade specifically. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because, like, anyone who had any sort of problem with me wasn't because of, like, knowing me or anything I did. It's just, like, being perceived a certain way and others trying to figure out if you're a threat to them or not, which I'm very much not. And I would say that even if I'm, like, not super close with everyone, I'm nice to everyone, no matter what. And, like, if I had an issue with someone, you wouldn't know it. Like, it's very important to me that I just, like, keep things light and silly as much as I can for the sake of my own mental well-being.
And honestly, that's how we should all take it, because, like, we show our buttholes for a living, and some girls will, ridiculous. Like, they'll end relationships because of a silly money thing or a competitive thing, or, like, they perceive something in a different way. Or, like, you came across like this, and now we're fighting. And it's like, no.
Yeah, I think it can be, when someone is authentic, it can be confusing, but, like, I'm sorry, but eventually you'll like me. Like, unfortunately, if you want to dislike me, like, I'm never going to give you, like, a reason to. So, yeah, and it's interesting because, like, I love dancers so much, and like, the sisterhood of it all is easily my favorite part about being a dancer. We're all on the same pirate ship looking out on land. Like, we all get each other, we all understand it, but yet it's like a weird it's a weird juxtaposition because our industry also likes to pit us against each other too. So just remembering that, like, you know, we are the only ones who, like, truly understand each other, and it's just a job. Like, it's only as, like, deep and as passionate as you're willing to go with it. Mm-hmm. But in terms of, like, personal relationships, I don't know. For the most part, I feel like I live in, like, a pretty, like, safe little bubble of support. Like, if I do feel any sort of weirdness, it's never on my radar for too long because my personal life and my support system are just, like,
really awesome.
Yeah, like it doesn't, like, some, you know, personal things may bug me at times, but it never lasts so long.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Hell yeah. I find that this competition specifically can affect relationships in the following ways. Things I've experienced, and these are just strictly being in the wrong relationships or having the wrong friends,
right,
is that if I made it to finals and they didn't.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, they don't want to come watch my shows or be supportive of me anymore because they're a little burned from it. Okay. And I get it, and I've never taken it personally, but I know that if I were to ever flip that rotation and do the same, that it would be a different story. But that, again, is not having the proper friends who want to support you. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing, and like the way that's affected relationships in my way, is always having the worst significant other in that situation, where I will stress it all year round, or even, like, the beginning, whenever I start dating someone, it's like, hey, September comes around and I'm going to be a headache. And that's just the way it is. And I'm prepping for the show, and it's a passion project, and all you have to do is be supportive, or maybe help me, like, screw some things into a prop, or help me be the man, you know, help me make the props, do this, do that. But, like, that week, I'm going to need you hand and foot, you know?
Yeah.
Just to be supportive. I'm going to be stressed. And, like, they can never, ever handle it because I was in the wrong relationships, obviously. And then I found that every single one at the end, when I would win, they would bitch and moan, then I'd win. They go, I knew you could do it. 1 week later, go, you wouldn't have won without me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so sounds like your exes are jealous of you. And
they were also kind of performers, so I get it.
Yeah, no, they're mad. Yeah. They can't serve cunt like you is what it comes down to. Like, don't underestimate a man's ability to not only want to be with you, but want to be you. And then when you succeed, it's interesting. But the right man is just, you'll know, like, just head over heels. Yes, honey. What do you need?
Like, what do you mean I can come like, I remember the year before when I had won, my ex, I brought him to fire practice, and I just thought he would be like, oh my God, this is it was the first time he was witnessing fire. So, like, I thought he'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to see fire. And he kind of was, but I think he was way more excited to be around my hot friends because he was really, really interested in talking to them and looking cool around them. But I'm not even joking. I stressed to him how this was my first fireball of the year, and I was, like, practicing. And he instantly, as soon as I lit my torch, grabbed his phone, stared at his phone the whole time. Like, even Jolene was like, what the fuck is he doing? what the fuck is this man doing? This girl's performing fire in front of him. He is the only person there, sitting front row. I can see him. You know how that fucking takes your gas away?
Yeah.
Like, you're performing and your boyfriend's just, like, on his phone. And I'm like, dude, that was, like, embarrassing. You did that in front of my friends.
That's like some serious, like, deep-rooted, like, insecurity right there, though. Like,
Yeah.
For anyone to act that way, like, imagine doing that to your friends, or, like, if a friend, like, brought you to that, like, with the intention of, like, I want you to be a part of this and watch this, like, this, you know, this is interesting. Like, you, as someone who is dating me and also just interested in the arts and performing, you're gonna love this. And honestly, you should be fucking kissing my feet that I've brought you to an event like this.
Right?
So act accordingly. And I'm sorry you're jealous you can't be me. I'm sorry you're jealous that you don't have access to these women without me, and you also don't have access to me anymore. So how does that feel, buddy?
Which is so funny too, because he's trying so hard to be a peeler pounder right now, and everyone,
Ew.
all the girls that he's asking out on dates are leading on, because he is quite the man whore.
Oh.
Because there's a few of my like acquaintances and friends that have gone on dates with him, and I so badly just want to be like, he is only doing this for one reason, and it's not probably going to work out the best, and there's multiple that you that he's seeing, but I also can't message these girls and tell him that, because it seems
It makes you look too interested when you're
makes me look interested, also makes me like look like a liar and this and that. And I mean, like, if he comes into the club and like, how it's his game, he has to try and pull off. If he ends up dating anyone who works at Shade, he's going to eventually have to come in and face the music that he's been on a few dates with a few of these girls.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
And that's narcissism and sociopath 101. You're just like conducting yourself for what is convenient for you in this moment, because you don't actually have any concept of consequence. Because how can you not see the consequence of this mess? You just don't care because you actually like thrive stirring the pot and
That's true.
being
Absolutely.
a little shit disturber because you don't have a great sense of identity. So this is just how you entertain yourself.
I feel like all of us big features, we create peeler pounders because they date us, and then they're like, they have the freedom and the looks and the lingerie and like can walk perfectly in heels, and it's so hot, it's so cool. They have like, again, financial stability and freedom, which every guy wants when they're dating. Like, I want that in a boyfriend for sure. That'd be awesome.
For sure.
And then when it doesn't work out, they're like, oh my God, there's a very small like amount of these women, so I got to try and get my foot in the door.
Well, and also like there is a list of people who I banged you and I shouldn't have.
Oh God,
You did not deserve that confidence boost from me. And
The bragging rights too, to be able to be like, I fuck, like, oh, there's so many people that I know, they walk around, they're like, I fuck Kruella Kraken, like, ugh. God.
well, and that just makes them look cringe, honestly, because it's just like, I do not, like, I go around telling people that I actually don't know you at all, so... So, yeah.
And it's so easy for us to pull off. I just want anyone to know, if they're walking around bragging about fucking us, it is so easy for us to be like, who's that? No, guys say that
Exactly.
about us all the time. And just, they can't go back and find any receipts on it if it actually happens. So you're going to look like an idiot.
Well, there might be a little video or two floating around out there, but you've been warned. If I get doxxed, you've been warned. It's your official warning.
So, off the subject of unsupportive, is your family supportive when it comes to you stripping?
Buckley's supportive when it comes to me stripping.
I know.
So, yeah, my mom is my number one supporter and fan, and she's adorable. And
Has she seen you dance?
she actually never in the flesh. No, that wasn't a joke. That was not. It's supposed to be a pun. That's. She's never seen me in the flesh at the strip club.
Like, in person?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She's seen videos of me. I don't think she's ever actually seen me on the pole. So yeah, I think, and my mom is coming to Stripper Olympics.
Is she?
Yes. which
There's
I'm-
like
a lot of moms.
8 moms coming so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the Mom Fest 2024.
Mama Opal?
Mama Opal.
Mama Opal.
That's right. She's great. I get so much of my like creativity from her. She's a very lovely, accepting woman, and she's very young at heart. She gets it. And she's like sewed me like a bunch of like outfits, and like she's a big supporter. And then I'm pretty close with my sister and, you know, what is essentially her husband. Like everyone in my like very close immediate family is privy to what I do, and they're very supportive.
Fuck, love that.
In terms of the rest of my family, on the record, I'm not very close with them. We're just very different people living very different lives. But I'm sure they all know what I do. We just will never talk about it, and I honestly don't care. But my boyfriend is very supportive, and his family knows what I do as well. And
Has he ever been to Stripper Olympics?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, so he knows kind of what to expect.
Yes. So him and I had recently started dating just shortly before 2022 Stripper Olympics. So we came and watched that one together. And then when I competed at the Miss Nude Northern, he came with me and was very helpful, helps me with a lot of the art aspects.
I love that shit.
He helps me carry all the things, and he is also part of my stage crew. And this year he has a more immersive role in my show.
Is he a fairy?
He's better than a fairy.
He's ziplining across the
oh my god stage. I'm like, well guys, since she already mentioned it, now would be a great time to bring up. He's going to be ziplining in. No, he has a little acting role, and then he is also going to be helping out with like the stage crew as well.
Hell yeah.
He gets the vision, and he's done it once already. So.
And it helps the stage crew so much to have, because I think usually we have our 4 or 5 stage crew, and then everyone has their stage hands, which is like 1 or 2 people that are close, that know their stage, that know their show, so they can just boss the stage crew around.
Okay, perfectly.
You are so
Thank
sweet
you.
and so annoying.
Just wants to say hi.
Yeah, it's always good to have those like very close people that know your show in and out, because like our stage crew has 16 shows to fucking memorize with a bunch of props. You knock your head, Buckley. With all these props and all this shit to memorize, and when to bring out the poly and all this stuff. And yeah, it's so important to have those extra people being responsible for you at your show. Like, it is abso-fucking-lutely, I think, very, very important, especially if you have big props you're scared of breaking.
Yeah.
Bring your own folk.
The more instruction, the better. And I have a hot little tip for any competitors listening out there. Hot tip, which is audacious of me, considering this is my first Stripper Olympics, but I have one. So with the stage directions, usually like the club will give you like a little blueprint map to like write down your instructions. This year, what I did, which I think is going to be a game changer in terms of like helping the stage crew out, during my performance times at the club, I've like brought in all my props and set, and I've taken photos of them on stage. And then I got those photos printed out, laminated with the instructions I want, and put them in a show binder to just give to the stage people.
I do think that's what me and Anya were talking about, is like next year for helping everyone out, it'd be nice to have binders for everyone. Because we always have and pictures
visuals.
On our we have pictures on our phone, but then we have to find, like, if Serena's got the picture, we have to find Serena. Where's Serena? Oh, she's getting the cold pyro ready. It's like, where? And then you're running upstairs, you're running downstairs, and it is so good to have that binder with everything.
Have it all in one spot. Yeah.
It looks so professional. I want everyone, like, I want clipboards and like the little mics. People running around wearing all black.
Talkies, yeah. Like, we are goddamn professionals, and we gotta act like it.
Hell yeah.
It's only getting crazier.
Do you think that you'll do this contest every year?
That's hard to say. After I saw my first one, I wanted to compete the following year, and then the year just zipped on by, and I did not feel ready. I was not prepared for anything, and I am this year. I have an idea for the next year or the year after that, but I do think it'll just depend on where I'm at in my life, because I do love dancing, but I also feel my life changing in some ways, and I feel like the progression of this year has led me to, you know, having dancing as like more of like a secondary job. Like I feel myself sort of like transitioning into like other areas of work. That being said, I love dancing so much, and I don't want to stop being a dancer. So
I think it'll just depend on like how much energy I have, how inspired I am, how ready I feel, because there's no shortage of opportunity or ideas. And I love performing. That's like the number one reason why I'm here and doing what I'm doing. But yeah, it's so hard to say where life's gonna take you year to year. So I would love to be able to compete again. But yeah, we shall see.
Yeah,
what the passage of time brings.
Some girls just like they know they do contests and like they're gonna do it until they win.
Yeah,
Brie vibes. Like I feel like she's gonna be doing this contest until she wins.
Yeah,
it's Serena Rain. Yeah. And it's like some girls are just competition girls and they really want to showcase their thing, which is stripping. Yeah, so I like that you're like in and out about it and you still love it and you still have passion for it, because I hate when people get too attached to winning and then they don't want to do it anymore when they can showcase the coolest fucking skills and shit. Like, I don't know, every year when Serena's like, I quit, I'm like, no, I'm gonna be so fucking upset with you because you have so much to showcase and so many cool ideas, and like she's such a unique person.
Yes,
like all of her themes
so
are
talented,
so fucking talented,
and that's the thing. Like every single girl that you see competing is so different from the next.
Yes,
and everybody has their own specific style. So yeah, like winning isn't everything, and sometimes it's just about like being able to like put your heart and soul out there and like show people what you've been working on.
And this is the one time a year.
It define you either.
Exactly. I hate when they get defined by it because everyone remembers just the show that like made them, you know, their jaw drop. That's what they remember. Like half the time people, yes, they remember the winner and they don't remember anything else after, who placed, who got the smaller awards. They don't care. They just remember like, I remember this about this show and I remember this about this show.
Totally. The awards are for us.
Yeah.
Nobody really like remembers the like, you know, most creative show, best, like we remember those things. Like those are accomplishments for us to know and to hold dear to us. And of course, you know, people know first, second, third, they know the podium. But yeah, that's so true. Like when I've been watching in the past, like there is something about everyone's show that like stuck out to me, and like there was like stars in my eyes.
I think as performers, especially that are getting up to this caliber with the Stripper Olympics and how big the Stripper Olympics is, I do think that we have a responsibility as performers. And like this isn't talked about a lot, and I only talked about this with my social media manager, that your responsibility creating something and performing it, whether it's on social media or on the stage, is that you're gonna have fans. And these fans want to know what you're up to and see you perform. Whether you win or lose, these people are gonna have your back no matter what, and they usually start from the beginning and they will continue to follow you and be a fan of you. It is your responsibility to keep feeding them. They are your children now.
Have
they
you
want
fed your fans today?
Yes, they want to see your fucking artwork. They want to see you, and people get in this hole of like, I'm not succeeding, I'm not getting enough followers, or I'm not winning the competitions, or I'm not doing this. You have no idea how many people are behind you just like, I fucking love this human and everything that she puts out. I like her style, I like the way she looks, I like the way she dances. And it is so important to continue being your authentic self and putting it the fuck out there.
Yeah.
Yes, these people love you, and it is like you are putting yourself out there to be perceived, and most of these people are going to perceive you as something awesome and amazing. So keep doing it. It's so fucking important.
It is.
Yeah.
You can't be discouraged, because like behind any feeling of like insecurity you may feel, or disappointment even, there's like dozens of people that were just like so excited to watch you regardless. Like there's people that are there just for you, so remember that. And it's so special. Like you're no stranger to it at all, but the like even like leading up to next week, just like the amount of like people reaching out and like support, it's
so sweet.
It's so sweet, and it's like it can't be taken for granted, because you know the whole year of us not being in Stripper Olympics, we're in the freaking trenches out there, and it's a very hard job, and it's all encompassing, and there are very few times where we get to showcase all of the really, really, really beautiful, fun parts about being a dancer. And like this is our Christmas. And
it is. There's no rules on stage. You can pick any theme you want. You can have actors, animals, promo videos, insane props. Like it's that one time a year where you can really utilize your creativity and be yourself.
So
yeah, I just think it's a
Oh, you're so beautiful, Buckley.
I like lip chap. I like eating
Girl.
it.
yeah, it's just like the one time of year where we should all just like celebrate, and like that any sort of, even though it's a competition, like any sort of like weirdness in the club or weirdness with, you know, anything, like you just kind of have to put it to the side, because like the focus is just like the celebration of being able to like compete, and like it is a very special thing, and as far as I'm concerned, there's really nowhere else in North America that does it like this.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, and especially like, you know, just the duration in general. The shows are so long in comparison to what most like competitions allow you to do. So yeah, it's just so much fun.
It really is, and I do hope that no one is like deterred from doing the contest again simply for not winning, because it is so silly, because out of 16 people, like 16 girls, one wins. And it's not like 5 win and you didn't make the cut. One. It's just one. So to try and put yourself above everyone else and be like, oh, I'm going to do this, and if I'm not that number one, then I'm nothing, that's such a bad mindset, because you really are something. So we're almost at an hour here. I'm going to save one last question. This is a question I've been asking all over my vlogs, and I think almost every podcast now. If you had an unlimited budget, unlimited space, limited access to literally anything that you wanted to put on a show, and you don't have to worry about what the audience knows about, or it's like, don't think of a theme like, oh, I'd do this theme because the audience would get it. What would you do for you on stage? What would be your theme?
Okay, so the
Zipline.
Zipline.
Yeah.
Zipline. So the first theme I can think of is the theme I want to do in a future year. So I'm not going to drop that theme right yet. But secondary to that, I would love to do like a completely like pastel like garbage dump that's like on fire. But like it's all like cutesy, like Barbie. All the trash is like, you know, teddy bears and like pink cups, and like just like basically like Oscar the Grouch, but like make it Barbie essentially. Yeah. But like having like rain indoors, like fire indoors, like just like.
Have you ever seen? I'm probably not. Darla 2017. Her contest was Apocalypse Barbie.
Oh my God.
And she did have pink trash cans that had like smoke come out and these Barbies everywhere.
That's incredible.
She had a chandelier that they put a big water orb in it, so that when you pulled the bottom of the chandelier, it psh. And on the end of every chandelier was like a Barbie head with her hair done all fucked up. Oh my God, it was.
Folks, it's already been done. I redact my theme. I'll come back with a better one next time.
Hers was like cyborg sex Barbie. Yours is like trash, which is so awesome, because apparently she's coming back and she wants to help with Stripper Olympics. Is that she is always dumpster diving and looking in the trash for free props. And like, I'm all for that, guys. Like, you can find some cool fucking jewelry in the trash dump. And it would be so cool to see you guys create like a passion project together.
It's what's really interesting about the relic that is Dirty Darla is that there's been like so much intersection of her in all assets of my life, but we've never met, because she's very entrenched in the festival scene.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people who know her, and you know, if you have similar interests with anyone, people always want to tell you about someone who you remind them of.
Yeah.
And so I knew about Darla before I even started dancing. And then
That's wild.
And then when I started dancing, I didn't even realize like how iconic this woman was, because I didn't know she was a dancer either. Fucking
icon, absolute icon. I can't stress this enough when people are like, my pole needs to be better. I have to do aerials. I have to do fire. She got second or third the year that I won. And she doesn't do pole. She doesn't do aerials. She had a swing that she swung on, and she just is very smooth and sexy on the pole, but fucking hilarious. And everyone's like, oh, I have to have my pole at all time, like high, and I have to have this. No, because as long as you're being really fucking authentic and good at what you love, you're going to get up there and you're going to place and you're going to succeed being you.
You don't have to be technically incredible to be one of the best entertainers in the room.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So yeah, I think she should help with Stripper Olympics because it's oftentimes I'll like bring something up and someone will say, "Oh, that reminds me of Darla."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I think it's like high time I also met her as well."
God,
so.
she's so fucking dope. I'm gonna send clips of this to her because, like everything, she's worried about coming back.
No.
And I'm like, everyone still remembers you. You're not gonna walk in the room and people are like, "Who's that?" Everyone's gonna be like, "Holy shit, it's Darla!" And like throwing each other, like, "Get out of my way," to go see her. Like, she is a fucking legend. Ugh.
Well, yeah, obviously your legacy is strong. I've never even met her, and I hear about her everywhere I go. So,
and it's very few and far between that I meet a dancer, even new ones that I'm like, "Oh, Dirty Darla." I'm like, I've heard of her.
exactly.
Yeah, and it's always all good.
Your reputation precedes you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So Stripper Olympics starts on Monday, the 23rd.
Yes.
The 23rd. We don't know the schedule yet. We will know it on Sunday. This episode's going to be posted today. It's Wednesday. We're prepping. We're getting ready. So keep on all social medias. Go follow Iryss on her Instagrams, her Twitters, everything. Go support. Come see her show. It's her first year doing Stripper Olympics. Very excited for it. Very excited to see more and more alt girls on that stage.
You think I'm an alt girl?
Oh, absolutely. Got pink fucking hair.
God. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So be safe.
I'm honored.
Wear a condom. Wear a helmet. Tip your dancer. And have a great night.
Ooh, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.